Hi, folks. Andrew here. Popcorn and whiskey, Saturday night. I am the face who runs the place. That's right. Thanks for being here. And I was told today that I shouldn't do all my stuff on camera, as in the word setup time and everything else. Well, you know what? Sometimes it's got to happen. So I'm hoping you can hear me right now. So if you can't, I don't know what to tell you. So let me just check one thing. And sorry for the person, the golfer friend of mine, and you show who you are to make sure that this is working. Okay. Yes. Okay. So that is working. All right. So I am live and you can hear me. So fantastic. Again, my name is Andrew, Popcorn and Whiskey. Here we go. Cheers. Tonight's blend. Whoa, it's a little stronger than I thought it would be. Tonight's blend is a concoction I've made. I've acquired, and it is spirits soaked in, what is it? Lightly charred French oak. Why? Because of the Olympic theme tonight. That's right. We're doing the Olympic theme tonight. I might get into a couple other things. As the thing shows, I say, Brenda, hello. How you doing? Okay. Glad you're here. All right. As my moniker said at the beginning, if you read what I said, I'm going to talk about a couple of things. The Olympics, Costco, pasta sauce. What do those three things have in common? Not a damn thing. There are three things that happened to me this week, so I wanted to talk about them a little bit as we get going here. And I got a lot to say about the Olympics, the opening ceremonies, and how the Olympics will be shown on television. Good, bad, and different. Regardless, I'll be talking a lot about that stuff. So, all right, let's get into a few things first. Let me get another drink here. How do I want to start this off? I've been thinking about this for the last couple hours. What do I want to start with? I'm going to start with either Costco or pasta sauce. So we're going to talk the Olympics are going to be the most important thing. So that's going to be the main event. So that's the headliner, right? The Olympics is the headliner. So we have the opener. We got the we call it the headliner. And what is it in the middle when you go to a comedy show? You got the opener. You got they don't call it the middle one. They call it something else, and then the headliner. I forget how it is. So let me start with this. Make sure there's nothing on here. Look what I did today. Where's my camera? Dun, dun, dun. Yes, Costco. I now am a Costco member. Do I have a Costco near me? A couple hours away. I have a Sam's Club membership. I love my Sam's Club membership, and Sam's Club is not very far away from me, maybe half-hour drive at the most. Do that a couple times a week. I don't go to Sam's a couple times a week, but I make that drive a couple of times a week. So I'm always in the vicinity of the Costco, a little bit further drive. But I said, you know what? What the heck? My mother lives in Florida. So when I go visit her, there's a new Costco being in Brenda. You probably know this if you're still there. You know this. There's a Costco being, maybe it's already open over in Northport. There's a Costco. So I got the membership so my mother can use it as well over there. So that's what I did. And I went there today. Their hot dogs, A1, absolutely. If you get the hot dogs in the thing. And sorry about that. I had something flaking off my hat. Could be I'm losing my hair a little bit up there. I don't know. So we can worry about that later. But the difference with Costco and Sam's, of course, is the brands. Sam's has, is it Great Value? I do believe that's what Sam's has. I know it's what Walmart has. I don't know if it's Sam's has Great Value as well. Costco has the Kirkland brand. I did notice that Costco, now granted the city I went to, which is outside of Indianapolis called Avon, outside of Indianapolis is bigger than the city I go to for the Sam's Club. Oh, maybe not. Well, you got a lot of the people from this Indianapolis area coming over that way. So that's fine too. So it was a lot busier, and it looked like this particular Costco was a lot. I don't say it was a lot. It was bigger than the Sam's Club I'm used to. And Jackie, yes, the Costco cheese selection is, I don't know what those emojis mean, but that, yeah, it's one is a kiss, and I don't know what the other two mean. Sorry about that. Yeah, but the Costco cheese section was great. We got some cheese there today. Love the Jarlsberg cheese, which is similar to Swiss. If you like Swiss, you'll like Jarlsberg. And I like the smoked Gouda that I get over at Sam's Club. Love that stuff. She says it's chef's kisses. Okay. That's what those emojis are. Chef's kisses. I'll drink to that. There you go. Okay. But we went about 2:00-ish by the time we got there, 2:00 in the afternoon. My God, was the place packed. Holy moly. You couldn't even walk in the place. It was packed. We were there for about an hour, hour and a half, walking around, doing different things. By the time we left, it died down quite a bit. So make a mental note not to go to Sam's Club, not to go to Costco, at least that one, on Saturday between 12 noon and 3 p.m. Okay? They did have something that my local Sam's Club does not carry anymore, which really pisses me off because I love it. They have this, I don't know, I forget if it's 3 beans or 7 bean salad in a jar. They got 2 jars. Oh, I love that stuff. It's absolutely out of this world. Plus, you get a jar, a glass jar. Now, to some people, a glass jar maybe not mean much to you. But you know what you can store in a glass jar? Almost anything. Almost anything. And if you do it right, it don't take up a whole lot of room. I'm not saying you're going to be canning stuff. I'm saying you use it for storage. Glass jars are great for storage everywhere. Absolutely they are. I don't throw them out. The little bitty ones maybe, but the bigger ones, not at all. Especially if you're in a position where you have other endeavors that you follow. They're good to do stuff with that as well. So that's what glass jars are good for right there. I've noticed that the Costco I went to today versus the Sam's Club I usually go to, they have a lot more samples as well. How they make money with that is beyond me, because I'm going to assume people don't really care what it is and they're not going to buy much of it. At least I don't see a whole lot of carts with these samples in them. But I also don't do the marketing. So I got to believe that if it wasn't effective, they wouldn't use it. But on the other side, it could be effective because it brings people into the store. People say, you know what, I'm going to go to Costco and eat because they have all the samples. And while you're in there to eat, you're going to buy stuff. It's just that simple. That's what marketing is all about. Bring people into the store. I've also heard, and this is both Sam's Club and Costco, that the rotisserie chickens that they have, almost anybody I've known buys those rotisserie chickens. I mean, you get them for what, $5-6, something like that. And it can feed a family of 3-4 easily. No problem whatsoever there. I've heard, and I don't quote me on this, but I've heard that those rotisserie chickens, they sell them below cost. In other words, it costs them more money to produce them, to buy them and cook them, produce them, put them out there, than it would than the price that they sell it. And the reason they do that, and if you notice, most places that do that have it at the back of the store. Why? Because people have to go through the store to get to it. Basically, there's one Walmart, and Brenda, if you're still watching, you know this one. Englewood, Florida has the Walmart. Their rotisserie chicken is basically right when you walk in the door. It's not in the back of the store. It's as you walk in, they're on the right, and there they are. So that goes out the window, if you ask me. That theory at least for that Walmart. Something else that is very good at Sam's Club. Sam's Club no longer has it. Walmart does. You think of Sam's Wood as well. Walmart does in Englewood. At least that's the one that I know of has this. Are there pizzas? They make them in store, I guess. Oh my God, they're delicious. You get them and take them home, put them in the cooker. Most people call that the oven. Put them in the cooker in half hour, whatever it takes. Man, they are absolutely delicious. If that's what you want to do, if you like that kind of pizza. A lot of people like to go out, which brings me to another thing about our local pizza. We have, if you're here from Clinton and you're watching me, There's a brand new place, and yes, I give them a free plug right now, Chester's Pizza. I personally have not had them yet. They are a brand new business, open 3 days and 3 days only so far. So give them a chance. Go check them out. Chester's, if you're watching, there you go. There's my plug to you. Okay? There you go. Okay, so the Costco, I tell you what, though, right there, Costco, with this gold membership, the guy who was explaining the gold member and the, what's it called, the elite member and the business member, I was confused as all get out. Maybe a sharper person than me understands that, but I couldn't figure out what the guy was trying to tell me. And I didn't get any credit cards or anything else. I just got the membership. I also found out that you can't use a MasterCard in Costco, which really sucks because all I had was a MasterCard. So I might end up getting the Costco Visa card. But that's the last thing I want is another credit card. So I might have to get a debit card for Visa purposes. So there you go. That's my Costco story. I'm sticking to it. But they're hot dogs out of this world. I love the Sam's hot dogs, but I think the Costco hot dogs got them beat. Got them beat. Put a little bit of relish, a little ketchup, a little mustard. Yes, I put ketchup on hot dogs. So all my Chicago friends, too bad. Ketchup does go on hot dogs. Yes. If you do that in Chicago, it's sacrilegious. Big time sacrilegious. You don't want to do that in Chicago. And my question is, I always ask, well, why not? And they say, because you're not a third grader. You're right. I'm not a third grader. So why does ketchup not go on Costco? Okay. Why does ketchup not go on Costco? Why does ketchup not go on hot dogs? Costco hot dogs, Sam's hot, any hot dogs. If you can answer that for me, great. It's like Kamala Harris, whatever her name is today, when they said, "You never been to the border." I've never been to Europe either. What a ditz. Yeah. We'll get into that later, maybe. I'm sorry. I don't like that woman at all. So I just lost half my audience, I'm sure, with that one. Brenda says, ha, 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 have another sip. Okay, Brenda. Since you told me to, I will have another sip. That's right. I hope everybody's drinking along with me. So there we go. All right. So talked about my Costco. There you go. I have a friend in San Diego. I just use her first name, Kelly. If you're listening, cheers. You know, the hat tip to you. She always talks about her Costco, and she absolutely loves it. So we'll see how it goes. Jackie, all right, thank you, Jackie. We'll see how Costco goes. I won't be going there very often because it's a good hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, and especially now if they have a detour because the road's blocked off and all this crap. But we'll see. Maybe I can go to other Costco's. One of those kind of things. Brenda, yes. Cheers to you too, Brenda. So, but right now, I am still loyal to Sam's Club. Sam's Club has done a lot to help me out in the past. Help me out in the form of purchasing bulk stuff and a lot of really, really, really inexpensive meals as well. Even when I'm traveling, if I see a Sam's Club or I know of a Sam's Club, I will stop there and get gas, first of all, and also something to eat usually. And it's a lot less expensive going there than it would be someplace else. And plus, I don't do fast food. Oh, my porch light just came on. Must mean I have an animal going by there. That's weird. Because why did that porch light come on? The other one didn't. They're motion detected. Motion censored the porch lights. Okay. All right. That's my Costco thing. Pasta sauce. Near and dear to my heart. Why? Because I'm one of them Italians. That's right. I'm an Italian. If you don't believe me, right there. See, that's the Italian flag and the American flag, of course. Oh, I just realized I don't have any hair. Now you know it too. There you go. Okay. When you talk about the flags, you got to honor them, take your hat off. And thank you all the veterans out there, and my buddy Kenny especially, if you're out there watching me. Cheers to you, my friend. I got a couple of bottles waiting for you. Hopefully one of these days you'll get over here. Kenny, my friend who's been on here with me before, he served 3 tours of Iran and 1 tour of Afghanistan. So yeah, he has sacrificed quite a bit for the country, and so I respect the guy a lot for that. Now, he's also my friend, so I know a lot of stuff I don't respect him for. But that's a guy thing. Yeah, one of my best buddies, love Kenny. And also his lovely wife and lovely family as well. So if you're watching, Kenny, happy to you too. All right, pasta sauce. Here we go. I work with the I am not working with. I am a Lions Club member. Lions Club, if you didn't know, is a service organization. They are worldwide. They are global. Here in Clinton, we have a very, very strong Lions Club connection with the city. We do a lot for the city, especially with what they call an eye program. Eye being like your seeing eyes. We do a lot of vision screening for the younger kids, the preschool through 8th grade, different levels. We do different kinds of screenings, and we have helped out quite a few kids with this vision screening. That is one of our main things that we do, and we have gotten national accolades for it. Yes, and I'm very, very happy and grateful that we do this kind of thing for the community. Jackie, thank you. Thank you for that. And the Lions Club has recently been asked, and Jackie, I'll plug Jackie here for this. Jackie is the new president of the Little Italy Festival here in Clinton. Excuse me, if you come to Clinton, you got to come Labor Day weekend and enjoy the festival. They have what they call a media dinner, where they announce this is a dinner they do a couple of weeks before the festival. They announce all the royalty for the festival king and queen, the princesses, and so on and so forth, and all the past royalties they call it around here. And it's a big hubbub, a big party we have, food and drinks and grape stomping. Yes, we have all that stuff, and we call it the media dinner because all the local media is invited. All the television stations, all the newspapers, all the radio stations, they're always all invited. Do they always all show up? No. Jackie is doing something different this year, and hopefully we're going to get more and more. It used to be all kinds of media showed up, but over the years, less and less media showed up, so the coverage was less and less. Jackie is doing a fantastic job of doing this. If you're in the Clinton area, Clinton, Indiana area, Labor Day weekend, please join us. If you're here for the media dinner, which is 2 weeks before Labor Day, I don't even know what days that is. I think it's the 17th of August, but don't quote me on that. I don't have the calendar in front of me. I'm not going to pull it up. But it's 2 weeks before Labor Day. Come to the media dinner. If you want to know more, August 17th, Jackie, thank you. If you want to know more, contact me. I can get you hooked up with the powers that be for it. There is a cost to get in. I'm not going to mention it here. If you're interested, we'll talk about it. Why? Because it helps pay for the facility, pay for the food, and so on and so forth. And we're not giving out free food. Okay. If that's what you think is happening, don't even bother showing up. I'm sorry to be so blunt, but I'm going to tell you right now. So the Lions Club in the past has cooked up spaghetti and meatballs. Yes, it's Italian. We have spaghetti and meatballs. Duh, it's tradition. Plus a lot of other stuff going on there. The food is fantastic. Over the last couple of years, there's been other organizations that have been doing it. Part of the way it goes, this year they asked the Lions Club to come back and do the cooking again, which we graciously offered. And I say we because I'm part of the Lions Club. Anybody who's part of the Lions Club globally can help out. If you're a global member of a Lions Club, you're always welcome to come into our club. When we'll welcome you with open arms. Even if you're not a member, we want to come and visit the club and see what it's all about, we'll welcome you. Not a problem there. Okay, keep that in mind. But we got asked to provide the food for the media dinner, spaghetti and meatballs. That's the main course. Of course, there's going to be some other appetizers and stuff going on. So we graciously said, absolutely, we'll be more than happy to help out this year. So we cook a bunch of pasta sauce in advance. I mean, a bunch. This year, just this week, I think we cooked 18 gallons. And that's U.S. gallons. For all my metric friends, that's probably 40 liters. Oh, wait, no. That would be 80 liters. Yeah, it'd be 80 liters. Roughly, give or take a couple of liters of pasta sauce. Now, our pasta sauce, the Lions Club pasta sauce, has gone through revisions over the last several years. When my father was involved, how do I want to phrase this without making anybody look bad? Well, no one's going to look bad, because if you taste the sauce, you're going to say this will rival anything in the country. I will promise you that. This sauce is one of the best around. When my father was doing it, when he was in charge, I wouldn't say in charge, but he was, because no one's really in charge. Is there a chairman? Yeah, but everybody puts their input. Whoever works on it can work on the sauce. My father did it differently. He did not write anything down. That was my dad. He'd go by taste. When it was, put your finger in it, go up to the wind. It needs more of this, needs more of that, and put different things in there. The gentleman who basically is in charge most of the time now is just the exact opposite. He's very precise with every little detail, every little ingredient. How him and my dad were best of friends is beyond me, because they were like that with everything. My dad was just play by ear at a whim and taste. The other gentleman I'm talking about, fantastic individual. I mean, he's salt of the earth, one of the best guys you ever meet. I'm not going to mention any names here. It doesn't matter. And he didn't give me permission to use his name, so I'm not going to. Just the opposite. Very precise, very detailed about everything. And the sauce is out of this world. There was 4 guys cooking it the other day. Could have been more? Absolutely. Everyone's invited to do everything. But we did the sauce. I'm not going to tell you all the recipes, all the ingredients, but it is absolutely out of this world. Now, we also have 2 other events we'll be cooking for in the near future. That's why we made so much sauce. We will make another batch of 18 to 20 gallons here in the next week or so, just to have it on hand. Why? Because you can freeze pasta sauce, and it's perfectly fine with it. No need to cook and wait for the last second to do it. You cook it, you freeze it. When you're ready to go, you warm it up. But after you warm it up, you do not refreeze it. Well, you shouldn't refreeze it. Some people still do. You shouldn't refreeze it. We will be cooking, according to Jackie, what she asked us for is about 175 people. That's a lot of people for pasta. If you figure 3.5 pounds, 3.5 people per pound. So that's about 40 pounds, 50 pounds of pasta. That's what we're planning on cooking for the media dinner. Yeah, we're going to be cooking a lot of pasta, which is fine. You know, during the festival itself, when the Lions Club does their spaghetti and chicken, we cook over 200 pounds. So 50 pounds, piece of cake. No problem there. And whoever comes to the media dinner, whoever comes to the festival, which I highly, 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 highly suggest you do, you taste our pasta, Lions Club pasta, compared to other people's pasta. And yes, I am plugging the Lions Club. Yes, I am biased. Yes, absolutely I am. But I've eaten pasta, and gee whiz, I put it this way. I've lived in Florida, Ohio, Indiana. I've been to Italy, been to Canada. And those are places that, when I say lived, I mean I have stayed more than 2 or 3 weeks in each place. Put it that way, okay? More than a month in each place. So yes, you're going to eat pasta. At least I do in those places. By far, without question, the Lions Club pasta is at the top of the heap. Absolutely at the top of the heap. Is it the best I've ever had? That's debatable, because it depends on the state you're in, right? By that, I mean how much vino you drink and how much alcohol you consume. And it's more of the friendships going on. You don't eat, at least for me, I don't eat pasta just to eat it by myself. If I eat it by myself, which I do quite often, being a single guy, of course I do. Is it enjoyable? Sure. It's just easy to do. But when you're with friends, when you're with family, when you're with other folks, you sit around a table, that's the best time to do it. And it's absolutely out of this world. So I highly, highly, highly encourage anybody who is in this area to stop by the Wine Garden August 17th in the evening. Pay the fee, get in there, yuck it up with everybody. And my gosh, come find me. Come say hello. I will be there. Find Jackie. If you don't know if you don't remember the name, just say, well, is the Lions Club president here? Say hi to her. She's going to be busy running around with doing everything, but at least say hi to her. and let her know that you heard about it from this podcast, from this live stream. I appreciate that. Jackie, all right, let me see if I can put this on here. She's saying something here. Oh, where's my screen here? Show. All right. Jackie, so thankful for you and the Lions Club. Looking forward to celebrating the upcoming festival with everyone at the media dinner. You too, Jackie. We're looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a good time with this one. Okay, so we can talk pasta sauce all night long. Oh, all right. Away from the festival a little bit here. And Jackie, if you're still listening, I appreciate you being here. I want you to come on my live stream with me. Let's do it in the next couple of weeks so we can promote it a little bit. You don't have to be on the entire time. You don't have to drink. I will be. Why? Because it says popcorn and whiskey. I didn't have popcorn today. And you know what? You see this? Duh. I forgot I was out of popcorn. I could have bought a half a barrel of popcorn over there at Costco, but I didn't. Duh. Who'd have thunk it? You know what? So what? So, one of the best pastas I've ever had, with pasta sauce, was in Italy. Duh, go figure. And it is called bigoli, which is basically pasta with a hole through it, and the spaghetti with a hole through it. Fantastic. Something just hit my window. That's wild. And the only sauce, if you will, that's on it is ground up duck meat. And not a whole lot of sauce. You go to Italy, the sauce you use from one person here in the United States, you could probably use for 4 or 5 people. They don't put a whole lot of sauce on it. Sauce is not meant to be like gravy. You don't take... Somebody's shooting off fireworks. You don't take gallons of sauce and put it on one plate. That kind of takes away from everything else, and the pasta's out of this world. Jackie says, yes, definitely she'll come on, and yes, definitely whiskey. Fantastic. All right, Jackie, there you go. Logan, hey, buddy. How you doing, Logan? Logan is a friend of mine that I knew last year. He's a very nice young man. And how you doing, Logan? Appreciate you being here, buddy. And yeah, but the pasta sauce, it's pasta with duck meat. Oh, out of this world. I'm going to give you guys another tip. It's going to blow your mind if you're a pasta fan. And Logan, if you're watching, I'm telling you, you use this recipe, bring a young lady to your place. You're a young man, you know what I'm talking about. That's enough said about that one. You do this recipe, she'll be eaten out of your hands. I will promise you this. Get some Italian sausage. Take the casing off of it. Grind it up with your hands. Put it in a frying pan. Let it cook slowly at that. While that's cooking, get some pasta, whether it's spaghetti, mostaccioli, rigatoni, whatever you want. Cook that, enough for 2 people. Cook it. Once that pasta is done, the sausage should be all done as well in the frying pan. Drain the pasta like you usually would. Put it in the frying pan with the sausage. Mix it up. All right? You don't have to worry about seasoning. The Italian sausage is already going to have seasoning in it. Of course, you want to put salt in your water when you cook the pasta. Helping you out here, Logan. Mix them together. Sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on it when you serve it in the plate. That's it, my friend. If you want to put a little bit of garlic bread or it's bread in general, fantastic. You do that, you're a gourmet chef out of this world, my friend. Don't worry about red sauce. Don't worry about white sauce. Don't worry about any kind of sauce. That's it. I'm telling you, Logan, that's the key. Let's see, Logan, good. How you been? And doing good. I'm trying to get back with Right. Okay, Right is the place he was working. Okay, good for you, Logan. All right. Do what I tell you, buddy. I'm telling you what, you understand how to do that. Do it for yourself a couple times before you try it on somebody else. Get some Italian sausages at the store. Cost $4 or $5 to get a package of 4 or 5 sausages. Cut the casing off of it. Grind up the meat. Put it in the frying pan. Boil some pasta. Put it together. I'm telling you, dude. Well, first of all, make sure she's not a vegetarian. I made that mistake once. The girl I was going out with was a vegetarian, so it kind of went to waste. But hey, the night ended very good. There we go. Why? Because I'm just that damn good and I can make up for it. That's right. That's how it goes. But pasta sauce, it doesn't need to be red. It doesn't need to be white. It doesn't need to be a sauce. I've made pasta with just some spinach. Out of this world as well. You get some spinach, put it in a frying pan, start cooking it down a little bit. Spinach, there's a lot of water in it, so it's going to be watery. Make the pasta. Of course, you got to season it to taste. Salt and pepper. And here's another tip. It's called Montreal seasoning, Montreal steak seasoning. You throw a little bit of that stuff in there. I'm telling you, dude, it's great. Let's see, Logan, because I had to transfer to another job and it didn't work out, so I'm trying to get back to right. Okay, Logan, no problem. We'll talk about that soon. Tonight isn't the night to talk about it. What season would it be? What seasoning would it be? It's Canadian. It's called Canadian seasoning or Montreal seasoning. You get that, you put it on anything, and I guarantee you it's going to help out the flavor with that, my friend. You get that. It's called Canadian seasoning or Montreal seasoning. Basically, it's the same thing as different companies doing it. It's called Montreal steak seasoning. We sprinkle it on anything. Keep it simple. A little salt and pepper, a little of that steak seasoning. Do it to taste. Do it yourself a couple of times, and you'll be surprised what you're going to get out of this thing. Yeah. Always, always, always do it for yourself, because you're going to find some stuff that you don't like. And the last thing you want to do is have somebody else be a guinea pig for you. So make sure you try it yourself a few times. Plus, you need to know how you do it on the stove, on your particular situation with your stove, with your utensils, and how everything's going to work. You need to do that a couple times ahead of time. Keep that in mind. Same thing with grilling, Logan. If you've never grilled before, learn how to grill. That's a guy thing. And ladies, I'm sure are out there nodding your head. Yeah, guys, you need to learn how to grill some meat. And you're going to do it by trial and error. You're going to burn stuff. Absolutely you will. But hey, so what? You're a guy. Guys, especially single guys, we're going to eat anything. Throw stuff on a grill, learn how to cook it, learn how to season it. And it's just trial and error, my friend. That's all it's going to be, is trial and error. You'll get it eventually. You just got to do it. I didn't know how to grill before I learned. I didn't know how to ride a bike before I learned. You don't know how to grill until you learn, but do it. If you have a flame, learn how to do it. Okay? Enough of that. Enough of pasta sauce. Main event tonight. We will talk about the Olympics. Woo! My God. Logan. Thanks. Everything on the grill tastes good. That's right, Logan. Let's see. Shakiro Monroe, 21. Hello, man. Hey, how you doing, buddy? My U.S. veteran? I am not a U.S. veteran. And it pains me to say that. If I would go back and do it over again, yes, I would be a veteran. I would have been in the military, but I'm not. I have several friends who are, and I mentioned this earlier. One of my best friends is, and I always salute him, put a hat tip to him as well. So, let's see. Shikaro Manoro. Shikaro Manaro. Shikaro Manaro. Okay. I hope I'm saying that right. Shikaro Romaro, 21. Glad you're here, man. More power to you. This is interesting because this week, yeah, I'll get into the Olympics in just a second. This week, and if you didn't know, I have a YouTube channel called Top Fitness Strategies. If you go to YouTube and look it up, I'm there. I have gotten a lot, and I mean 10 times the views of I usually do on a particular video. Why? I don't know. I'm happy for it. I'm grateful for it. And all of a sudden, I got a lot more subscribers all of a sudden. So if you're there, I'm just test my English. Hey, your English is fantastic. No problem there, my friend. If you want to come on and talk to me, we can. And where are you from, first of all? So, your English is fantastic. Hey, he's from Brazil. Okay. Or she's from Brazil. I don't know if it's a he or a she. So you're from Brazil. You speak Portuguese, right? Over in Brazil? Absolutely. If I recall, if my geography is correct, you speak Portuguese. So Your English is fantastic. No problem. You want to come on? We'll come on. I'll bring you on. We can chit chat for a while. Right now, yes, Portuguese. John, hey John, how you doing? Howdy, John. He says hello. All right, the main event tonight. The Olympics. The Olympics. The opening ceremony was yesterday. Say, hey man, I saw what happened to Trump. Yeah, everybody does. It was a worldwide thing a couple of weeks ago. 2 weeks ago tonight, he got shot. But we're not going to get into politics tonight. Maybe later I'll get into politics. I can talk politics all night, but I'm not going to get into it right now. We got the Olympics to talk about. Tune in later. Maybe we'll talk politics. Right now, I'm not going to. Okay, the Olympics. Let's see. I'm just going to call you Shakiro. Your name is way too long to pronounce. Shakiro, you didn't like the Olympics. Yeah, the opening ceremony of the Olympics. I watched it with my mother last night, and we were pumped up for this because I've watched them in the past, as millions of other people have watched them in the past. The United States ranks second in swimming, he says. Okay, I didn't know that. Opening ceremonies have been great. I like the one, and these are ones I remember. What was it? London, great. Not Shanghai. Who was it? The one in China, Beijing, great. Vancouver, fantastic. Even with the thing not working, fantastic. They all have been fantastic in their own ways. Same but different. Brenda, that was the worst Olympic opening I've ever seen. So I'm watching it with my mother last night, and we're pumped for this. I mean, I am. I love the opening ceremonies of the Olympics, and here's why. I'll tell you why. All the pomp and circumstance, I can care less. You know, all the dancing, all the singing, all the stuff like that. I can really care less. What I love watching the athletes walk in with the smiles on their face and the pep in their step, so to speak. The joy of being there, especially the countries that have 3 or 4 or 5 people, on their team. Just the joy of representing your country. My God, to me, I mean, I'm almost welling up with tears watching this because it is so fantastic, especially with the countries that have the 2, 3, 4 representatives. Just the sheer joy of them being there, and it doesn't really matter whether they win a medal or not. That's not the point. They're representing their country. How is honorful even a word? How full of honor must you be to do that in front of the entire world? You got a country of a couple of million people, and you're one of 4, one of 5 people who represent your country on this global platform. That's got to be fantastic. That's what I love to see about it. The countries like the U.S., and I'm not dogging this at all, folks, but we have, what was it, 450 people? Okay, all right. Shakiro, hey man, I will sleep. Good night. It's sleep time in Brazil. Or hey man, I'm going to sleep. Good night. It's time to sleep in Brazil. The second one probably would be better. They're both either one would work fine, or either one proper English to the T. No, they are not. But I will tell you right now, 95% of the U.S. population doesn't speak proper English. So you say either one of those 2 sentences and you'll be fine. The second one is more correct than the first one. Just keep that in mind. Okay. So thanks you for being here. Join me another time, buddy, and you can come on with me next time. All right. Appreciate that. All right. The Olympics. So the opening ceremony, I got to say, when it was first going, no problem, Shakiro. I call him Shakiro. Shikaro. Okay. The opening ceremony. As we're going through the opening ceremony, I didn't get it. What the way they did the torch thing, underground through the water maze with the kids and the Subway. Then all of a sudden the guy comes out of the boat and starts running on roofs. What was I missing? I completely missed something. I'm looking at that like what? I don't get it. Yeah. Good night, my friend. Good night, there, Mr. Brazil. All right, I'll leave it there. Didn't get it. What was going on with that? I missed something. Because I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, is there a significance to the underground waterways in Paris? Maybe there is. I don't know. What was the significance of the guy getting stopped on the subway and handed the torch out to the kids, who then went to the water for a little bit, and the guy in the mask, who all through this opening ceremony was running on roofs, running around, doing stuff with the torch? Didn't get it. All right, that was the one thing. Lady Gaga, who I absolutely loved in the A Star Is Born. Oh my gosh. And that song that her and what's his name did. Logan, he sent out Mr. P. Okay, we'll see you, buddy. Thank you, my friend. Be safe. You youngsters, be safe out there, my friend. Okay. What was with that guy running? Why was he masked? I didn't get it. It made no sense to me. Then oh yeah, Lady Gaga. Absolutely love that duet she did with what's his name in A Star Is Born. Love that. I like a lot of her music. Am I a big fan of hers? No. Will I go see her in concert? No. But that performance last night was hideous. What was that song? Wow. Somebody says it was from some ballet or something like that. Great, but it's just so repetitive over and over and over. The dancers were offbeat. Now, I'll give it this. If you know anything about Bradley Cooper is his name. Thank you, Brenda. If you know anything about sound, how it's done, and of course I know because I'm doing this podcast, and plus I have a sound booth over there where I do some voiceover work. So I understand a little bit more. I understand more than the average person. So what I think happened, because they were off timing. They were off time a little bit. By the time the sound reached them, which I think they had monitors in their ear, it was off a half a click, if you will, between what was going on in their ear with they heard the sound of the music versus what we heard. It was off just a click. And to me, it was very, very, very obvious. I didn't like it at all. I didn't get it. It was just horrible. Then the sound, the rain, which I know you can't stop that, but you had to factor for that. I mean, this is a global production. You have to factor, if you're going to do that outside, which they did, of course, you got to factor, okay, let's factor in the weather, because what was the worst possible scenario we're going to have, which happened yesterday? The rain was made it worse than what it should have been. Somebody's lighting off fireworks. Could it have been better? I don't know how you can make it better. Okay, so that was the Lady Gaga thing. The next one was the dancers doing the ballet thing in the water or with the waterfall, whatever it was. They were so out of sync. That was horrible. Absolutely horrible. My gosh, you're going to be on a global platform. At least be in sync. And that's what I was telling my mom, because her and I were watching it together last night. I mean, the people on America's Got Talent do a better job than this. And this is a global thing. I mean, and I don't have to tell anybody else. I got a fly flying around here. You guys know, I mean, you got to be in sync. You got to be together. And it's like these folks have only been practicing for a week. Come on now. That was just terrible. Then the boats. I liked it. They were showing the athletes in the boats. Of course, I went back to my athlete thing. I absolutely love that part of everything. But the boats, it made no sense to me. And then U.S., NBC especially. Really? This Olympics isn't about Snoop Dogg. Every break, they had to talk to Snoop Dogg about something. Then Snoop Dogg was talking to Simone Biles and her friends and her family. How many times we have to see them? And then they went to the other lady who was extremely attractive. Holy moly, was she hot. But how many U.S. Olympic basketball guys we have to hear from? You know, we have 450 or 550 athletes. How about talking to some of them? The ones that don't get any airtime. How many times we got to see LeBron? You know what? He hates America to begin with. Yes, I said it. How many times we got to see LeBron? I got a problem with this dream team as well. All these pro athletes are making a gazillion dollars, which is fine. And I'm not bashing them making the money. If you can make it, great. But when these other athletes are scratching and clawing and taking out loans, mortgaging their house 4 times just so they can go to the Olympics and train and everything else, and they're eating peanut butter sandwiches all day long just so they can have enough food to eat. Then you got these multi-gazillionaires, almost billionaires, just showing up and taking a spotlight. You know what? Excuse my language, but fuck you. It's just that simple. Yes, I said it. I'll say it again to them. Give the athletes, other than the professional guys, some airtime, for crying out loud. How about the guys, and I'm just going to throw out some random things here. What about the guys in the rowing? What about the fencing guys? What about the badminton guys? I saw them this morning. I was watching some badminton this morning, which is cool. What about the wrestlers? What about, and I'm not going to even talk about gymnastics because Simone Biles, come on, she's going to at least place in the top 3 because of her name. That's it. And, I'll get into this right now. I have a huge problem with the gymnastics and with ice skating for the Winter Olympics. We're not talking about that. And the diving. I have a huge problem with that. And the equestrian, which is a whole other ball game. But my thing is, if you have judges who determine who the winners are, it is not an athletic competition. I'm not saying these folks aren't athletes. They are extremely good athletes. Olympic gymnasts, male or female, fantastic athletes. I'm not taking anything away from their athletic ability. They do stuff I can only dream of doing, even when I was their age. Can't have no idea how they do have that stuff. Fantastic athletes. Physical specimens. Simple as that. But when somebody else judges you to determine the winner, in other words, if you don't run faster, if you don't do something, if you don't beat somebody to a finish line, if you don't lift more, if you don't, if there's a honest to goodness head-to-head competition, it's biased. Plain and simple, it is biased. You can argue with me all day long, but you can't tell me that these judges don't have some sort of bias in them. Sorry, but they do. I've been a judge. I understand that. I wanted to not have a biased bone in my body, but psychologically you're going to. Sorry, you can debate me all you want on that one. You're going to lose because there's no way I'm going to buy it. And there's no way the public's going to buy it. Simone Biles, great athlete. Again, not taking anything away from her. She will be in the top 3. Why? Because of name recognition. You're not going to have Jill Lunchbucket making the top 3. You're not. It's not going to happen. Why? Because there's no name recognition. Sorry. Diving is the same way. You get judged on your dive. There will be biased in the dive. I can't think of any. I'm sure that the equestrian, I can't think of anything else that there is. I'm sure there are, but I can't think. Surfing, another one. Surfing is another one that's biased. You're having other people judge you. You're not in yeah, you are in competition with somebody else, but you're also in competition with the judges. I'm not going to get into I'm a former ballroom and swing competition dancer. I'm not going to get into that. I understand how that works. Judges all day long will debate me. That's fine. You can debate me all you want. I'm just telling you, I don't think it's how do I want to phrase this? Athletically, the I don't want to say the most athletic, but I don't know how else you can do it. You have to have judges, but it's biased. Okay, simple as that. Mark my word, even if she falls off of something, unless she quits, she will be in the top 3, Simone Biles, because of name recognition. Okay, simple as that. Now, the rowing, I think, is fantastic. I like the dudes with the 5 or 6 guys in the boats rowing. I don't even know what it's called. My buddy Ron, if he ever watches this, my high school buddy Ron, he went to Purdue. He's on the Purdue crew. He knows about this. He used to be a rower over there, of course, the Purdue crew. That's some athleticism. The dudes riding the bicycles, athleticism. The fencing guys, that's got to be tough. I mean, you got somebody swinging a sword and is going to hit you. A sword, whatever. It's going to hit you. All right, that's tough. Is that judged? I don't know if that's judged or not. But that's a competition. The wrestling dudes, holy crikeys, wrestling. We're not talking WWE. We're talking amateur wrestling, if you will. Those dudes, and I don't care what country you're in. It's not a country thing. You talk about athletes. You talk about somebody who's going to rip you apart. The UFC, before it was the UFC, Molly Davis, let's see. Molly, don't they have a scorecard type of system where a certain type of jump is worth so much? Certain spins are worth more and more. I would assume so, but again, you're going back to somebody judging you. I can look at something and say, I think they did a 5 out of 10. Somebody else can look at the same thing and says, you know what? No, I think they did a 10 out of 10. Okay, how can we have such different things? All right, when you have somebody judging you, there will always be bias in there. Prove me wrong. There will always be bias in there. Absolutely. I talked about this a couple of years ago with the ice skating. If somebody was a quarter of an inch off versus somebody else, they got docked so many points. Okay, why was their athleticism different? What did you see different than I did? But that's a whole different ballgame. So when it comes to that, that's why I don't like to watch it. I got a real issue with it, and I can't stand watching it. And I got mad at NBC or whatever. I think it was NBC, the last Olympics, because we have all these sports going on. And I'm going to get to some in a second here as well. We have all these sports going on for the Olympic sports, and they were showing the practice of the gymnastics. Yeah, I get it. It's a ratings grabber. So what? People are watching the Olympics because it's the Olympics. They're not watching it because it's gymnastics. They're going to watch the gymnastics when it's time to watch it. Give some applause or some credit to the athletes who don't get it usually. Why do we have to watch the practice of the gymnastics? They're lucky I'm not on NBC anywhere because you know what? I would say screw the money. I get it. You need the money to make it go around, but you know what? There's other athletes involved. If you're truly in it for the athleticism, you're going to focus on the other athletes. Molly Davis, kind of like marching band competitions. Exactly like marching band competitions. Same exact thing. They're going to be judged that way. All right. I'm putting my hat down because the lights are right in my eyes, so my hat's going to be down. Oh, no hair. All right. So here's what I wanted to do. I want to go because I think I beat that dead horse enough. There are 2 different places where I go to get the Olympic schedule, and I'm going to put these on the screen right now. Hold on a second here. If you're watching me, you'll know what I'm talking about here. There we go. Put me up there. Okay, 2 different schedules. This is the NBCOlympics.com schedule, and they go by up here all the dates. So, for instance, Sunday. Let's go to Sunday tomorrow. Okay. And Telemundo, I guess apparently that's an NBC station. They have NBCOlympics.com. They have the schedule going on here, which I find this extremely difficult to follow. It's just me. As you scroll down, you're going to see different things. And I guess over here, you can see my thing. You're going to have the channel it's on, and over here, the time it's on. So women's beach volleyball, 2 a.m., USA Network. Great. This one, badminton, digital only. I'm going to assume digital only is like Peacock. I'm going to assume, but I don't know. So I don't understand what this schedule. Beach volleyball, USA. Women's Group B, handball. These are all cool things to watch, but come on, USA. If you're going to have this at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., beach volleyball, why can't another station have this one, handball? 3 a.m. Eastern time. Put it on NBC and forget about it, man. This is 2 weeks for the Olympics. Rowing, men's and women's, 4 heats and more. Rowing, that's fun to watch to me. Women's Pool C, Italy versus Dominican Republic. I don't even know what that is. Okay. I guess that's volleyball. Okay. Again, digital only. What does that mean? Digital only. So we're going down here. Now we're at 3:30 a.m. Beach volleyball. Women's singles round of 24. See full table tennis schedule. This is men's and women's table tennis. If you didn't know, table tennis is ping pong. There you go. It's ping pong. But I don't like the way they do this schedule on this particular one. It's confusing the hell out of me. So then I came over here. I went to NBCOlympics.com. This is more understandable to me, if you will. So, for instance, you look at tomorrow, Sunday. So you're right here. If you see my cursor, you're right there. You start scrolling down. You have archery. And this one, it doesn't have the times, but it has over here, it has the stuff that you want to see. So, for instance, we'll say archery since it's the first one. Tomorrow's Sunday. Women's team, 1/8 elimination, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. Then you can go to the full schedule there. It doesn't have the times, but at least you know what day it's on. Okay? So for me, I like the cycling. Let me find the cycling here. All right. Now, what this means right here, it says medal events. Okay. Aren't they all medal events? That's what I don't understand. And events this day. So if it's medal events, they're all medal events, are they not? Excuse me. Woo. They're all medal events. So, for instance, tomorrow, we'll look at this one, cycling. What does this say? Women's mountain bike. Okay. Full sports schedule. Let's look at this. So if we're still seeing this, okay. What a calendar of events. Okay. Men's and women's individual time trials, cycling. It's 4 hours and 0 minutes. It's a replay. It says it's today, which is okay. All right, tomorrow, Sunday, 8 a.m. Women's mountain bike, upcoming. Okay, it's going to be live. Digital only. Again, what is digital only? Every event live on Peacock. If you don't have Peacock, go to Peacock and watch it. Say, I'm an Olympic guy. I like the sports of the Olympics. I like the off sports, the ones that don't get any recognition. I think those are by far the better sports. I'm not going to watch a single minute of basketball. Not at all. I think it's silly to have our pros playing basketball in the Olympics. I think it's stupid. It's horrible. But don't get me started on that. And those pros, hey, much respect. You're making all the money you can, but you can kiss my ass. That's right. As I said it. Cycling. We're going through here. Men's mountain bike, great. Qualifications, BMX freestyle, fantastic. I have no interest in that whatsoever, but that's great athleticism. BMX freestyle, BMX racing still. Finals BMX racing. Okay. The men's road race, which is Saturday, a week from today, the 3rd, 5 a.m. If you want to watch it live. I happen to love the men's and women's road race. I think that's fantastic. Oh. All right, hold on a second. I just got sent something. I got to check this out. See what this is all about. All right, hold on a second here. What's this all about? All right, hold on a second here. Yeah, Brenda says, while some events are digital only, meaning they won't be available on live TV, others are available on both online and on live TV. Yeah, I understand that, but digital, where do you watch them? That's what I don't understand. Is it on Peacock? Or as my buddy Jim Cornette, if you follow wrestling, you know who that is, he says, on the cock? Man, that's a whole different thing there, which we won't get into there. Okay, so I don't like the way they put together the schedule. Yeah, I get it. They're standard time, same time as New York City. Okay, it makes it easier for everybody. When they talk about scheduling, I should say live events. When they talk about live events, you have to go with their local time, which I get it. Which I guess in 4 years, no, it's going to be in Los Angeles in 4 years. And after that, it's going to be in Sydney, Australia, or somewhere in Australia. Sydney was 20 years ago. They're going to be in Brisbane, Australia. They're going to be like 17 hours ahead of us or something like that. That's going to be a nightmare for watching and for viewing wise. Again, I love the Olympics. Track and field, yeah, everybody likes the track and field, of course. I think I like the Winter Olympics more. Curling was cool. The ones where you ski and then you stop and you shoot and you ski and stop and you shoot, that's cool. I don't care who you are, that's cool. I heard a podcast. Matter of fact, I'll be interviewing this person on my fitness podcast this week. She is we call it Tough Mudder. Is that what it's called? They'll run the obstacle courses and everything else, but they're going to have an obstacle course type competition in the Olympics in 2018. 2028. Which that should be cool. Anyway, so yeah, so you're looking at the schedule here. I still got this on the screen. Okay, there we go. All right, so you got that on the screen. There's ways to find it. There's ways to not find it. Of course, there's ways to not find it. There's ways to find it. You have to sift through everything. If you don't have Peacock, I don't know what you're going to do to get it digitally. I would assume digital means on the Peacock station. I don't know. But there's so many other events. Breaking is new. I guess that's break dancing, I guess it is. Canoeing, cycling. I'm going to go through them all here. Let me start from the beginning. All right, let's go through them all. Archery, artistic swimming, badminton, basketball 3-on-3, beach volleyball, boxing, breaking, canoeing, cycling, diving, equestrian. I got a problem with that one too. It's the horse that does all the work, not the person. Don't get me started with that one. Fencing, that's cool. Field hockey, golf. How is golf an Olympic sport? It's beyond me. Gymnastics, ugh. Handball, judo, there you go. Modern pentathlon. Rhythmic gymnastics, that's where they have the ribbon they go around. No, thank you. Another one that's judged. Rowing, that's cool. Rugby, I guess the finals were today. From what I understand, here's a spoiler alert. Close your eyes, close your ears. France won the rugby. Sailing, okay. Shooting. Should that be an Olympic sport? That's debatable. Skateboarding, soccer, sport climbing, surfing. Again, I'm not taking away any athleticism. That is a judged sport. I have a problem with that. Swimming, table tennis, ping pong, taekwondo, tennis, track and field, trampoline, what? Triathlon, extremely athletic. Volleyball, water polo, weightlifting, wrestling. There you go. Those are all the Olympics. All the sports in the Olympics. Have fun with it. Good luck finding where it is. I wish NBC would just, Brenda, I can't believe breakdancing is an Olympic sport. Again, that's another one that's going to be judged. If your sport is judged, it's a popularity contest. Prove me wrong. Yeah, I said it. If your sport is judged, it's a popularity contest. End of story. Yeah. Okay. Wow. All right. Should we get into politics tonight? I don't know if I want to get into politics or not. I got stuff queued up on politics already as well. No, I won't get into politics tonight. I've been having a good time with this Olympic thing. What is my favorite sport in the Olympics to watch? Like I said, the Winter Olympics, the one where you ski in the snow and you stop and you shoot, whatever that one is. Like that. Love the bobsledding. Those are two of my favorite. Downhill. Oh yeah, those dudes I can't get into. I don't want to talk about the Winter Olympics now. We're in the Summer Olympics. I like the triathlons. I wish it was an Ironman triathlon, which it's not. At least it hasn't been in previous Olympics. The Ironman triathlon I do believe it's a 2.1 or 3.1 mile swim, which is 5K. You run 26 miles. No, you get off that and you ride your bike. At least for the Ironman in Hawaii, it's 112 miles. 112 miles on a bicycle after you swam 3 miles or 2 miles, whatever it is. Holy crikeys. Then when you're done with that, then you run a full marathon, 26 miles, 385 yards. That is a marathon. You do that all in, I think these guys do it in 8, 9, 10 hours, something like that. The winners. Those are athletes, which is another question that comes up. What is an athlete? What defines an athlete? A triathlete is an athlete, yes. But can that person lift 300 pounds? Bench press 400 pounds? Okay. No. Okay, so then is the person who lifts 300 pounds and bench presses that, does that mean they're an athlete? Yeah, they are. What defines an athlete? There's no true definition of an athlete if you ask me. Everyone has different athletic skills. I talked about the gymnasts, incredible athletes, absolutely incredible athletes. The triathletes, it's in the name. Cycling, the dudes that just did the Tour de France. I mean, they're bike racing, not just biking on a leisurely stroll. They are biking over 100 miles a day for 21 days straight, and a couple of days rest days in there. You can't tell me they're not athletes. The weightlifters, you can't tell me they're not athletes. What they lift. What about the wrestlers? They go hard for 3 minutes. That sounds sexual too. For 3 minutes. That's athleticism, big time. So you can't say somebody's a better athlete than not. What about the people who do the shot put, the discus, the ball and chain thingy that they spin around, whatever it's called, the javelin? You can't say those guys aren't athletes, because they are. When I say guys, I mean guys and ladies. For all you people who out there who don't know what a lady is. All right, don't get me started with that one either. How do you define an athlete? Don't know, but you can do it different ways. Okay, so I'm debating whether to get into politics tonight or not. I might save that for another time. Yeah, I don't want to get into it tonight. Maybe I'll start with it next time, but I'm not going to get into athleticism tonight. We're talking about the Olympics too much. Don't get it. Brenda, no politics. Gotcha, Brenda. So I won't get into that tonight. Maybe another time. Now we're talking about the Olympics, the opening ceremony. Oh yeah, I didn't finish with my opening ceremonies. Go back to opening ceremonies. So then that thing with I talked about the Celine Dion, which I thought was horrible. The people dancing, doing I guess it was ballet. I guess in the water, with the waterfalls, whatever, was offbeat. That was horrible, absolutely horrible. The boats coming in, I thought that was cool to an extent. Again, I love watching the athletes doing that. I think that's fantastic, smiling and having a great time. Didn't like the focus on the Olympics, USA basketball team. Didn't like that. Too many other Olympians they could have highlighted. Didn't get the guy running in the mask. What was that all about? It was horrible. I tell you what. Here's what I'll do. Let me get to this. And I saw this article today, and I said, you know what? This is exactly what I was thinking. I'm going to add this. Okay. This is from the Daily Mail. I'm just going to read through this. Olympics opening ceremony along famous French River is panned by viewers, describing it gone. Hey, I'm back. All right. I was gone. Did you see her documentary on her stiff person diagnosis? I don't know who you're talking about. Right now I'm talking about the opening ceremony along the French River. Okay. When you show your computer view, your sound drops out. Okay. Can you hear me? If you cannot hear me, let me know. If you cannot hear me when I wave, I think it's all right. Let me stop that. For whatever reason, my computer didn't like that. Oh, sorry about that. I was going to read something, but apparently my computer doesn't like it when I did that, so I won't do that. And it's got to be the internet connection that I have. I'm out in the sticks. I have T-Mobile internet, which I absolutely love. T-Mobile internet. I have nothing bad to say about them. But when I have too many screens open and I'm doing this live streaming thing, it doesn't like it for whatever reason. We'll just leave it at that. But all right, so going back to Celine Dion, stiff person diagnosis. Okay, Celine Dion. All right, I'm getting to Celine Dion here. So then they had this on the opening ceremonies. They had this thing. I guess it was a fashion show on the runway of going across a bridge on the river, which made absolutely no sense to me. But there's all kinds of controversy about somebody saying it was the Last Supper of people mocking it. And then there's a guy, like a Smurf dude all in blue, which I watched the replay of this. on Friday night, and at least where I am, that was a replay. I did not see that guy. And maybe I went to use the restroom or get something to drink or fill up my drink or whatever, but I didn't see this guy in blue, the blue Smurf guy. I didn't see the excuse me. I didn't see the recreation of the Last Supper, as people are saying on there. I didn't see that either. I saw pictures of what people were saying, but it was not portrayed on my television. Again, while I was watching, maybe I wasn't paying attention when it was. I saw when the people in the fashion show were walking by them, but I did not see people portraying the Last Supper. I saw something about I'm assuming it was the Louvre, which is the art place, the artsy-fartsy place. And there was a girl picking up a guy or a guy picking up a girl. Then they went home with another guy. And then there was a threesome going on with two guys and a girl. And the guys were about ready to kiss and they closed the door. What? I didn't get that at all. That was just horrible. Then they salvaged themselves at the end where they had a laser light show with the Eiffel Tower. Fantastic, spectacular. Then Celine Dion knocked it out of the park with that final song. Wow, was that fantastic. Those two things, the light show and Celine Dion, saved them. The rest of it was shit. It was horrible. You can tell me all you want, but I thought it was absolutely horrible. I was watching it with my mother. I kept turning to her and like, you see better acts on America's Got Talent. And I'm not knocking America's Got Talent, but again, you're on a global stage. You want to be really precise with your act, right? So it was just weird. Celine Dion knocked it out of the park. She was fantastic. The laser light show from the Eiffel Tower, fantastic. The rest of it, outside of the athletes, watching the smiles on their faces and everything else, fantastic. The dude running with the mask over the buildings, on the roofs, through the sewers, didn't get it. The threesome couple in the artsy fartsy place, didn't get it. The folks trying to dance on the water that were out of sync, didn't get it. Lady Gaga, missed it, didn't get it. It was lackluster, and I was looking forward to it. Again, maybe my expectations were too high. I didn't get it. Vancouver Olympics, great. Beijing Olympics opening ceremonies, great. London, great. Love those. Loved all those. I'm sure there's one or two I'm missing in there in the last 10, 15 years. Vancouver, London, Beijing, Rio, nice. Yeah, Rio was a good one in there. There was another Winter Olympics one, wasn't there? Vancouver, Beijing, Rio. Who else did I say? London. I think there's another Winter Olympics in there. Thought that was they worked out pretty good. Oh, now they're saying no sound. I don't have any sound. Can you hear me? Can you hear me right now? If you can hear me, great. Let me come on. All right, let me see here. Where am I at? Hold on a second here. Let me see if I'm on or not. Somebody's saying I don't have any sound. Uh-oh. Yeah, I have sound. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Lori? Your sound. All right, Lori says my sound is on. Okay. All right. Hi, Lori. It's back on. Okay. All right. Yeah, the sound. I had to change up a couple things with my sound. It's screwy here, and I'm not going to get into a lot of details, but it's just screwy. So who was it? Let's see. Beijing, London, Rio, Vancouver. Every 2 years they got a different one. Who was it 2 years ago? The Winter Olympics. I forget. They all been good. Yeah, they've all been good. And see, I thought Vancouver, and it stands out in my mind because of the one thing that didn't work, but they made up for it, and they did it on the fly. It was great. Beijing, the dude running across the dome, I thought that was great. I remember that. London, fantastic opening ceremonies. I mean, you couldn't ask for better, more artistic, and I'm not even an artistic type of guy, better artistic stuff than you had at London. Fantastic stuff. But Paris, you dropped the ball on this one, man. You really dropped the ball on this one. Outside of Celine Dion and the Laser Light Show, it sucked. It sucked. But hey, somebody has to be at the bottom of the barrel, right? And you are it by far. You are it by far. And I didn't know this, that the 2028 will be in Los Angeles. That ought to be interesting. if LA is not bankrupt by then, crying out loud. And then they said that the 2034 Winter Olympics is in Salt Lake City. That ought to be fun. Maybe I'll be in a position where I can go watch some of it. Nah, I'd better watch it on television. And here's why. Getting into a whole different topic there. With the cost of going to a sporting event nowadays, which if you got the money to go for it and you like to go, fantastic, go for it. I'm not putting anybody down for going for it. For instance, around where I live, you have the major team. Here's the Indianapolis Colts football team. Family of four going to an Indianapolis Colts one game, you're going to easily spend $100 a piece. Tickets, food, parking, so on and so forth. Brenda, I say, I agree with you about the Eiffel Tower and Celine Dion. That was the only good thing. Yes, absolutely the only good thing. And that was those two. If they would have just stopped at those two, everything else would have been fine. Just show the parade of the athletes, and then have those two at the end. It would have been great. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, you're gonna spend $400 or $500 just on a football game, which is great if you want to take your family. If you have the money for it, great. If you don't have the money for it, you can go to Costco or Sam's Club and get a TV, a 65-inch television for $400, $500. And you're going to have that at your disposal at your house. Get a surround sound system or just a sound bar. I'm telling you what, sit in your lazy boy at home, drink your beer, eat your popcorn, drink your whiskey. In my opinion, it'd be a lot better for you. Financially speaking. Now, Brenda, you have an 85-inch television? I don't think I have a wall that's 85 inches long or big or whatever. Toots, you got to invite me over to your house next time I'm in Florida. We can watch television if you want, or we can watch television. 85-inch television? Now I got to ask, what brand is that? So I got to look this up. What brand is that? 85. I don't know if I have a wall that's 85 inches. I know in this office I don't. Holy moly, in my studio here, I don't have an 85-inch wall. There's no way I can put an 85-inch television without blocking all my windows. That is incredible. Good for you, Brenda. So, wow. I can watch my professional wrestling over there. That'd be great. The Samsung 4K. Now, around here in my area, there is no station who broadcasts in 4K, not even on Roku. I can't get a 4K. Do you have anything in Florida? And if you guys didn't know, whoever's watching this, I'm not going to tell you where, but Brenda lives in Florida. I know where Brenda lives roughly. I don't think I've ever been to her house. If I have, I don't recall it. Do you have any stations who broadcast in 4K? Now, here's something you may not know. Over-the-air television, in other words, an antenna. Some stations are broadcasting in 4K. Very, 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 very few. I think maybe 1 or 2 out of Tampa is broadcasting in 4K. Other than that, you're not going to get 4K anywhere. But you have it readily available when they do start broadcasting in 4K. I will say this much. If you have high def, which a lot of places do, you get 1080p, which is the highest def you can get right now in most places, broadcast television. It is absolutely out of this world with 1080p. I mean, you can see the pimples on somebody's face. I can just imagine what 4K is. Brenda says a couple of hundred stations broadcast in 4K. I mean, you would know more than I do because you have a 4K television. That I did not know that. If there are, great. I do not have a 4K television. Maybe I will soon because I'm about ready to get a new one. But I wasn't going to even look at the 4Ks because nothing broadcasts in 4K. If there are, I don't know about it. I know a lot of them high def, but it's not 4K. There's two different things. Now, to the naked eye, I don't know if you can really tell or not. But a 4K television, let's see here. Brenda, there's a lot. Okay. I'm not doubting you. I don't have a 4K television, so I really haven't looked into it that much. I'm not doubting you. So I will tell you this. Now, next time I come to Florida, which may be soon, you got to invite me over. That's all I got to say. I'll bring a bottle of wine if you drink wine. If not, I'll bring a bottle of soda pop. But you got to invite me over. I got to see this television now. 85-inch 4K television. That's got to be awesome. So you got to tell me how half of these places, half of these sporting events that you watch, you got to tell me about it. So wait a second, Brenda. So you're telling me that you have an 85-inch television in 4K and you watch cop chasing shows, live cops, top cops, whatever it's called, with surround sound. Come on, man. If you got that kind of definition, you don't watch the cops chasing perps. You got to do better than that, Brenda. Come on. That's you're killing me, Brenda. But I got to see this. I got to see this now. 4K television. 85-inch 4K. That's double mine. I think I got a 44-inch, a 42-inch, 44-inch television, which is, yeah, Brenda loves her cop shows. My 44-inch television, which is fine. Absolutely love it. If I'm going to get a new one, I'm going to get a 50-inch or a 55-inch, which is more than plenty. So I got to ask you now, with your surround sound, do you just have a sound bar or do you actually have speakers behind you and around you like in a movie theater? I'm going to assume, Brenda, 2 lazy boys, remote control recliners. There you go. So am I going to get to see this or not? If you want to answer that, great. If not, I get it. One of those kind of things. But yeah, wow. So, man, start watching the Olympics. Let me know. Sound bar and speakers behind. There you go. Absolutely. I have a sound bar and I got the woofer on the side of me. And watching the ceremonies last night, it filled the room. It was great. I used to have a TV a long time ago with surround sound speakers around me, which was fantastic. But the sound bar and the subwoofer made it, wow, it filled the room. The sound was pretty good. Okay. So, woofer 2. All right. Brenda, you got to invite me over. That's all I got to say. You got to invite me over, babes. Absolutely. And we'll just leave it at that. Okay. So, folks, it's been fun. I had a great time. All you folks who have been with me, appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm going to end it now. I was going to say something else, but we'll save it for next week. Things are going to change. I keep saying that, but and I haven't gotten to it. Things are going to change on how I do my setup. Popcorn and Whiskey will probably stay here on the Facebook channel, but it's not going to be on the Twitch and the YouTube channel. It's going to be completely different over those two channels at this point. Things are still in the works. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this, and it's more difficult than you think it is. Good night, Brenda. Good night, babes. I'll drop it off here. Okay, and I won't get into a lot of details, but I'm going to stop it. Appreciate it. My name is Andrew, Popcorn and Whiskey. I am the face who runs the place. So until next time, this is me. Ciao.